What's up, guys? I'm here at the Region 10 Service Center, and I'm in a forest and a creek just outside some of the buildings on the property. This seems like an unlikely place to talk about the ecosystem services of forests and urban wildlife management, but here we go. We talked about the ecosystem services of stem flow, of leaf deflection, lowering water velocity so that water does not displace and erode soil, and it infiltrates deeper into the soil, into the root zone. We talked about the roots holding the soil in place, particularly on slopes where it goes down to a creek behind me like that. There's a few things we still haven't talked about yet, and a lot of it has to do with this leaf layer here. All forests function as giant filters, water filters. This is one of the reasons they're used in SMZ, Streamside Management Zone, and it's a common forestry technique, and it's one of the best practices that's proposed by the Texas Forest Service, in fact. And the idea here is that streams, like the one behind me, should have forested areas on both sides to act in stream management, to stabilize the banks, and to act as a giant water filter for all the stuff in the watershed. Now, right here where I'm at, because it's an urban setting, then there's a great deal for me to show you in terms of filtration. So all through here, there is plastics, there's bottles. This is a big piece of concrete. This looks like maybe it used to be part of a fence. There's some more concrete over there. And all through here, there's bottles, plastics, straws, all sort of stuff. None of that is making it to the stream because it's all held here in the matrix of the forest, the forest floor, and all this duff layer and sticks and everything else. That's where the stuff is lodged in place, okay? The stuff is lodged in place in this duff layer, and it's unable to make it to the creek. That same concept is true all the way down to stuff we can't see, like nitrogen and phosphorus molecules and things like that, that aren't making it to the creek, are not causing an algae spike and cultural eutrophication. They stay here, they soak down in the soil, and they're taken up by the roots of the forest and all the forest plants that live here. Okay, so we've talked about water filtration, stabilizing soil, and all those goodies. Not to mention the oxygen that's created, the CO2 that's taken out of the air and sequestered long-term in these woody materials. Particularly old growth trees sequester huge amounts of carbon. Now there's another ecosystem service that really is kind of an economic service and human services, all sort of stuff that go into this one, and it's medicine. Right behind me here, there's a St. John's wort growing right here, right on the edge of this forest. St. John's wort is used to treat depression, and it's growing right here in the middle of Richardson. One of the real huge pushes to save the rainforest, or as much as the rainforest as we can, everywhere that it exists in the world, everywhere from northern Australia and Indonesia to India, to Africa, to South America, all the places that rainforests exist, then there's a huge push to save them because there's a great potential for us to discover new medicines. And that's not just an assumption. Lots of medicines have already been discovered in forests, and there's more yet to be discovered. So if we lose those forests, modify those forests, even if it's for decent intentions, like growing palm oil oil palms for sustainable fuels and things like that, that's all well-intentioned. Biofuels is a great idea. However, there's only so much planet, right? So if you cut down the rainforest for these other well-intentioned ideas, then we lose the potential to find new medicines. I've chosen this spot to give you your assignment because of my friend back here. This is a big American elm. Here's some of its leaves, should you want to know what an American elm looks like. You don't see a ton of those because of Dutch Elm Disease. But now I need to give you your assignment. First step, I need you to research and explain 5 medicines that were found in forests. The next part is I need you to give me 3 links to articles coming out right now of cutting edge research of new medicine research going on in forests today. Make sure you give an explanation of these things in your own words, and make sure to cite your sources.